Saturday, I'm over 10 a.m. in Super Solution, of course, the Eastern Caribbean. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. And of course, it's a beautiful day as I commence my first edition for 2026 House Guest, and no other than the newly elected president of the St. Lucia National Youth and Sports Council, Ms. Bernell St. Rose. It gives me immense pleasure to have you grace this platform. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all who are listening. It's a pleasure being here this morning.
For the listeners who may not know you, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, my name is Bernell St. Rose. I am no stranger to Soufre, born and raised. I am currently the president of, Faith United, as well as the Soufre Youth and Sports Council, and the recently elected president of the St. Lucia National Youth Council.
With that being said, share the story with us. What motivated you personally to take on this role?
I decided to take part, or vie rather, for this year's presidency because I felt the NYC was at a place of repair, right? It was at a place of destruction, and I felt I was no better fit to come in to really change the narrative of what people felt the National Youth Council is. And that's why I campaigned on the vision of really bringing back the pride and trust in the National Youth Council as a unified, credible institution. Because for so long, young people have been asking, where is the NYC? Where's that body that is supposed that we've trusted to represent us, as a youth body? And I felt that it was necessary for young people, especially now, for young people to have, adequate representation and advocacy. So I felt, that it was a challenge for me, but I was willing and ready to come in to step up to take on that challenge because, I believe that young people are at the center of everything that we do, and we cannot forget young people because they're very important to everything that we do. So I felt, it was necessary for me to come in, being a youth advocate and being a young person myself, to really step in and show what proper representation is.
Well said. Share with us as well what are the main responsibilities of the Council, and how does it necessarily serve persons across the board?
Well, the St. Lucia National Youth Council is really the representative body for young people across all sectors, across the island. We would speak on issues that affect young people, policies that may affect young people, and not only the young people who are part and parcel of the internal structure. So the internal structure meaning the clubs, the district youth and sports councils, the schools, but also those who are part of the external structure, and that would involve unattached youth, that would involve youth who are not part of those clubs, not part of the school system, not part of district youth and sports councils, but still fall under the umbrella of youth, that policy, programs, initiatives would affect them.
Agreed. From your perspective, what do you think are the biggest challenges being faced right now?
Currently, right now, one of the challenges that our young people face is unemployment. Separate and apart from that is having a safe space for them to really develop their talents and skill. Young people also need a space where they could just meet up and socialize. We have no social development spaces, or a lack thereof of those spaces. And those are things that, as an NYC president, that I can advocate on behalf of or collaborate with stakeholders and agencies to really bridge the gap and provide those opportunities and resources for young people.
Adding to that as well, can you share some key projects or initiatives you would love to undertake?
Before I even undertake, before I even undertake projects or initiatives within the NYC, there's a lot of cleaning up to do, and there's a lot of bringing back, quote unquote, that pride and trust. So the first order of business is really to form that audit and assessment of where the NYC is right now compared to where it should have been. And based on that, really find those challenges or meet with those stakeholders, those agencies, and see what those challenges are, and see how, as an executive, we could bridge those youth representation gaps for those young people and then chat the way forward. But part of the activities that we have planned, or I had mentioned in my manifesto, is really getting the district youth and sports councils together, having them, unified. And part of that would be, part of what activity would be the community sports, or a district youth and sports similar to what we have in Sufre annually with the Sufre Youth and Sports Council. Just something that we can bring all communities together. In Sufre, we have it on a smaller scale, but nationally, just bringing all communities together, under one umbrella, competing, having, clean, fun, keeping our youth productively engaged, and, recognizing their talents and efforts.
As youth participation and leadership, I fully agree as well, where everybody could get involved. Also, what skills, or qualities do you believe that young people need to really make a meaningful change? Because I think a lot of the times the young ones are willing to come forward, but then they lack the confidence, and they also, um, I believe, what you call it, communication skills. That's one of the things as well. But confidence play an integral part for them. It's like they can't do it, but within themselves, they believe they need that extra push from someone.
The voice of our young people is extremely important, and I always encourage young people to speak out. Right? Do not wait for opportunities to be handed to you for you to speak out. No matter where you are, in your current capacity with the resources, sorry, that you have currently, you can always speak out. You can always begin a movement, because our decision makers are always looking at young people, always seeing, what's next, how our young people can, especially those who can have the power to influence other young people. We should not shy away from using our voice. I believe that young people do possess the talents and skills. However, they don't have the spaces to really harness and bring that out of them. So that's also part and parcel of what we want to do as an executive, like I mentioned earlier, providing those spaces, collaborating with stakeholders, whether it is the NSDC, whether it is through public speaking, whether it is, through culinary arts, to really bring out those skills, those talents within young people under the NYC umbrella.
Thank you so much for that. Do you think with your presidency and of course the team you have that you can bring for that much needed change?
For sure. I have a team of some of them are new to the youth space, but all in all, we have a very well balanced team. And I believe that all of them are committed to the cause. We have also Edisa Eugene, who is from Sufre. We have Dequan Charles, who is the first vice. We have Alarica, who is the general secretary. We have Marcus, the assistant secretary. We have Phoebe, who is very young and vibrant, who is the public relations officer. I hope I did not forget anybody. But we have a group of 7, a team of 7. Oh yes, Nazan. Yeah, how could I forget my girl? We have Nazan Hutchinson, who is also the treasurer. But we have a team of 7 committed, determined young people who is ready to turn over a new leaf and to get the business of the NYC rolling once the handover is done.
Well said. Going back to the initial conversation where to get the actual business done, we have to do a lot of cleanup. Definitely. In light of that, I want to ask you, how does the National Youth Council work? I mean, with government and even NGOs and other stakeholders as well.
In past times, the NYC would sit on particular statutory boards to be the youth voice for young people, and I believe that is no longer. So moving forward, in all our assessments and audits and conversations, that would be something that we were looking to bring back, get NYC sitting back at those tables, just being that youth representative voice, and that advocate for young people. So we're looking forward to productive conversations with with the government, as well as the Ministry of Youth through Mr. Kazime, to ensure that our young people get that representation and we could tackle their challenges head on and get the ball rolling.
Speaking of challenges and also recognizing you, Miss St. Rose, as well as Miss Eugene from Sofre, definitely we can see that spotlight being shined on Sofre in terms of the challenges and the young people you mentioned, unemployment, and this is something definitely that is visible in the community as well. It's not your thing per se as well, but then there's a lot of delinquent behavior too. A lot of idle hands. We hope maybe something can be done in terms of training or whatnot, not only on a sporting level as well, but getting persons, equipped, putting their talent to play.
Right. That is something that, I mean, yes, we fall under NYC, but that is something the Super Ifan Sports Council is also looking to do, that separate and apart from providing sporting opportunities for our young people to keep them engaged, that we can provide, workshops and safe spaces and other, social development activities that they could, really come in and form that camaraderie with each other.
And a lot of young persons again have the drive, but they're afraid to take that leap. Here you are. Let's chat a little from pageantry to president. How does it all work out? The merger of everything.
I believe it gels it gels together well. The pageantry, sports, no parenting. No parenting, take it easy. But I think it all gels together well because it all involves working with young people. And that's what my passion is, just being part and parcel of a youth movement, being able to represent young people, being able to understand the issues that they face and to find solutions for those issues. Separate and apart from that, just being able to bridge that gap for young people with the networks and the resources that I am able to have, being BOSL's, Bank of St. Lucia's ambassador, and they support me literally through every initiative, every program that I present to them. They would support youth and youth movement. I'm thankful as well to have worked in Viewfort with disadvantaged young people who are part of high crime environments. So I've been involved. I know I've been on the ground. I've been in grassroots, and I know what young people face. I know that we have to find creative ways, to keep them engaged, particularly those unattached young people. So it's a task that I am willing, ready to take on. And I believe that with the team that I have alongside me, that, we can, despite it being difficult and a challenge, it's something that we are determined to do. Just bring back the pride of NYC, bring back the trust of NYC, as a unified, credible institution.
As of anything else, there are always challenges. How do you navigate? For you, your mantra.
Oh, me personally, what works for me is, I spend a lot of time at home in my room, right? If I'm not journaling or if I am not at the gym, the gym is my, my safe space. If I'm not at home or at the gym, I'm probably at the beach somewhere, just, journaling, putting down my thoughts, because I have a lot going on in that head, and representing all those young people is a new task that I've taken. So I just need to remain grounded, ensure that I remain grounded within me, so that I could go out there and represent to the best of my ability, ensuring that, I bring God into everything that I do. And that is something my mom and especially my grandmother continues to ring in my ears to ensure that, I'm centered and I put God in the middle of everything that I do. I'm fortunate to have a circle of friends and family who continue to support me, who continue to give me advice, very brutally honest advice. I have persons like, Michaela, Glenda, who would give me that advice even when it's not what I need to hear. But I could always count on those around me to be as honest as they need to be.
21 minutes after the hour, so presentation of course Eastern Caribbean. Good morning if you're just joining us, and especially those of you online. We want to say thank you for tuning in as well. Well said, Miss Centros. I am here to ask, do you believe that the young people are really getting a representation and the voice are really being good at the decision making level, you know?
There's a lot of work to be done. Right now, it's a little shaky. It's a little shaky right now, if we're being honest. But there's a lot more to be done. There's a new executive. We've turned over a new leaf. So I'm just looking forward to the support of St. Lucians, the support of our young people, and once we get the ball rolling, it will show how serious we are. It will show how different, we are and how determined we are to give young people the representation that they truly deserve, and everything will fall into line.
And the future definitely looks bright. What is your vision for the National Council during your tenure as president?
My vision is simple, and I mentioned it earlier. It's really to bring back the pride and trust in NYC overall, to bring back that pride and trust in NYC as a unified, credible institution, while strengthening institutional capacity. Mhm.
What would you like to see in your leadership in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I just want to be somebody who people can trust to represent young people, somebody who is influential, in what I do in decision-making spaces, who can, basically turn the needle especially when it involves young people, a youth leader who people trust, a youth leader who is, credible, honest, transparent in everything that I do, that people can place their continued trust in.
What message would you like to leave with young people who feel who discouraged, and even to that I would say who are unhinged as well?
To those young people, particularly those who are discouraged, who are demotivated, who basically feels, what's the purpose of life? My message to you is, and it sounds very cliche, is to keep going. And your voice has space, your voice has influence, right? You have influence as a young person. And despite your current situation, just keep going, right? Get engaged, get involved, join a club, be part of sporting activities at school, be part and parcel of community activities if you're not at school, find ways to reach out to myself, or I'm sure the district rep, who is always more than willing to support young people. Find ways to reach out to people in spaces who can provide you with the bridge of opportunity, provide you with the bridge of resources. Do not shy away from community spaces and NGOs and clubs. Do not shy away from those things, because those things can very well be the turning point for you as a young person, in the opportunities they provide for you. So just keep going. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, but it's in you to really believe that and drive it forward.
I understand as well. Thank you for this insight. How can, the public value as well, with and for the youth council, even the work that they do as well?
It's just getting involved, supporting our activities, any ideas, or any constructive criticism, any ideas, anything you feel like could propel the council, not only NYC but also Sufra's Youth and Sports Council. Come forward. We have our Instagram page, Sufra Youth and Sports, or NYC.St. Lucia on Instagram and Facebook. Reach out to us. Let us know what your ideas are. Let us know whether you're open to collaborating, to providing those opportunities and resources for young people, and we will be more than willing to take on those things. I'm sure.
I'm extending my courtesies to you tomorrow for the first time ever. The PMA Club will be having a sip and paint at the grounds of the primary school.
Okay, nice. What time?
Well, 3:40.
Mm-hmm.
We have our meeting followed by, it's more like a bonding session.
Okay.
To people and display your talent, your art.
Okay, nice, so, nice. 3:30?
Officially invited.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
And to persons who are not aware, then you can introduce yourself
Mm-hmm.
and just have like a pep talk.
Okay. Okay, I'm open to that.
Thank you
I'm open.
on the youth council, your plans for sure, even your visions as well. Let's go back a little to Sufre, our beautiful touristic town. We saw an outreach, community outreach. You want to share that with us, please? I think it was well received by what I saw
The
on the
hamper
presence
and
of
toy
yes.
drive. Okay, so we had a hamper and toy drive 2 weekends ago where we donated hampers and toys over 20 to 20 over 20 families. And it was very well received, as you said. It's our annual giving back to the community. And this year we were supported by Sugar Beach as well as Massy Stores. And we're always grateful for our sponsors, or let's just call them our collaborators, who continue to invest in the Suffer Youth and Sports Council to ensure that what we do continues to impact families, continues to impact young people, no matter how light it is. A little always goes a long way. So we went through Fosse Jacques. We had Fosse Jacques, Bouton, Town Center, Barons Drive, New Development, Crestland. Um, yeah, we also had Wingsville. So we're always more than willing to give back as a council and to ensure that our people's efforts, are recognized.
Great initiative. Continue that good work.
Thank you.
In that same breath, we know Independence 47 is fast approaching as well, and we know the council is known for its sporting activities. Could you outline what has been planned?
Well, for independence, we're not doing any sporting activities. We're looking to have our community sports. You're gonna hear it here first, sometime in April. All right, our community sports. We're looking to have it after the sporting season has ended, because usually we have it in the midst of sports, and a lot of the athletes have to pull back because they're taking part in their school sports and intersect and all of those things. So we're looking to execute that in April of this year, considering that all goes well. But for independence, we're looking to do a collaboration with the UFOCA, who is a Lima, to have independence quiz. So look forward to that. Yeah, look forward to more information on our pages to our independence for our independence quiz.
Good morning to you, Sherry. Thank you so much for that as well. Um, Thank you as well. At this juncture, you even when anything that we may not have touched on, discussed, or the talking points, feel free to share with the listening audience as well. I'm really happy that your passion lies with the youth advocacy. I know you in for that big transformation as well. But then support is the most important thing, and you do not want to feel like you're doing it alone. You have a great support system, which is your team. How have you been received in terms of your community so far? Now that you're on a national level, yes.
Very well. One thing about Sufair people, they will support you. They will support their own. And that is something I've really been blessed to experience coming from Sufair. The support has been amazing, from Facebook to Instagram to WhatsApp to persons calling me. It has been truly exceptional, and I am grateful for it. So far, people continue to show that the unity exists within the town, and that is something that we cannot take for granted. So I just look forward to the continued support, of Soufre as well as the wider Saint Lucia during my tenure as presidency, to ensure that we get the work of the young people, the business of the young people, completed.
How would you like to close?
In closing, I just want to say that I am truly grateful, particularly to the affiliates and club members, DYSCs, the students' councils, who voted me in, who trusted me with the baton of carrying forth the presidency of the St. Lucia National Youth Council. It is truly an honor, a pleasure to be able to do that. And I just want to ensure that despite being elected, I also want you all to hold me accountable in my affairs. Whether you feel that I am sleeping, do not hesitate to pull me up. Whether you have any advice, do not hesitate, to bring it forward. Any ideas, that can propel our young people, do not hesitate. I always tell people I have an open door policy. You could message me at any time, you could call me at any time, and I am always Karina. You call me at any time, Sabrina. I am always willing to pick up or have a conversation involving our young people. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations as well to the other 6 who are part of the team, particularly Edisa, who is from Sufre, like I mentioned earlier. Sufre people continue to shine. We're shining across all sectors, pageantry, local affairs, in government, we're shining everywhere, internationally. And that is something we should be proud of. Our sportsmen and women are doing amazing. We have our dancers. They were part of the independence. There's a dancing group who was part of the independence relay. They're amazing at what they do. So we have the skills. We have the talents. That is something I have always said that home have. Home have and Sufre has immensely. So I just want to continue doing the work that I do in the spaces that I do them, to continue to assist young people, to continue to provide those opportunities for young people, and to continue to bridge those youth representation gaps. So thank you so much. I look forward to what this tenure brings, the headaches, the joys, everything that it comes with. I am looking forward and I am ready to take on that mantle.
On that note, thank you for sharing your insights and for the work you continue to do on behalf of the National Youth Council.
Thank you, thank you.
Immense gratitude. Kudos to you. The work has just begun.
It has just begun indeed. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. To our listeners, especially those who joined us online, we want to say thank you. Special mention of Sherry Judo at MNC Drugstore. Gratitude to you as well as the rest of the staff and all those online, our various platforms. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is where we end our house guest for today, Thursday, February 5th, 2026. It's like I want to go back to 2025, 2026. Lee Peter, congratulations, family. So proud of you.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it.
So a special mention as well to my colleague Susan Florian for holding it down for me. Thank you so much as well. I do appreciate you.